All right, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, what would we do without them here in Atlanta? They partner with 700 agencies like food pantries, community kitchens to provide healthy meals and other critical resources to families in need. Now tomorrow, hopefully you've heard all about it, it is Giving Tuesday. They're launching a fundraising challenge to provide 1 million meals to ensure that no one goes hungry during the holidays. Our very own Kara Kinnear is out there rolling up her sleeves, working so hard to get this done. Kara, thank you for being there and tell us all about how we can get involved.
Will do, Christine. You know, there are lots of people here working really hard, and one of those people is Kyle Wade, President and CEO of the Atlanta Community Food Bank. Hi, Kyle.
Hey, it's good to be with you.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you. I know many people have heard about the food bank here, but tell people what your mission and your goals are.
Sure. So the Atlanta Community Food Bank is one of the largest hunger relief organizations in the Southeast. We serve a network of about 700 partner organizations across 29 counties in Metro Atlanta and North Georgia. And through that network, this past year, we provided some 61.5 million meals to 750,000 people in need across our community.
The numbers are truly staggering, and when you think about food insecurity, you think that it's not happening here, but it is happening here. So talk about those statistics.
Yeah, and it's probably hard for people to recognize the degree of the problem. We've got a great economy right now, very low unemployment. But despite that, there are many of our neighbors in need across our community. There are some 820,000 people, 1 in 7 of our population, who live in food insecure homes across North Georgia. 1 in 5 of our kids in our community live in low-income food insecure households, and many of those folks are in suburban communities. They're not just in urban communities or rural communities. They're single parents, they're seniors, they're disabled folks, people who are trying to get ahead, trying to provide all that they need for their family, but sometimes they need a little help.
Sure, and food insecurity does not discriminate, as you just said. So let's talk about where we are right now.
Sure, so we're in the headquarters of the Atlanta Community Food Bank. We're a regional organization, but we have a central warehouse here in West Midtown Atlanta. We've got our associates driving around on forklifts, preparing orders that are going to go out today. Just today, about 300,000 pounds of food will move through our system to households where people need our help.
Wow, that's incredible. Christine was talking about it in the intro. We mentioned Giving Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Talk about how people can get involved, people can volunteer, and what is actually going on tomorrow.
So Giving Tuesday is an incredible promotion for many organizations. At the Atlanta Community Food Bank, we have partnered with our great friends at Medlytics. Our buddies Arvind and Tony up there have agreed to match donations to the food bank tomorrow that are made online, and so for every dollar you donate to the food bank tomorrow, it will help us, because of the match, provide up to 8 meals to people in need. So you can go to acfb.org, make a donation on Giving Tuesday, and make a huge difference in your community.
All right, acfb.org tomorrow, match for every dollar. That's truly incredible. Thank you for all the work you do. You know, this time of season is really about personal connection and stories and helping others, and I think that's where we truly feel gratitude. Do you have any personal stories or anything that you know has made a difference here? Well, besides the sheer numbers, of course.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it starts with just the incredible support that we get from our donors and our volunteers. There are some 20,000 people every year who come to the food bank or work with us out in the community to roll up their sleeves and give us their sweat equity to help us do our work. We'll have school kids come, we'll have corporate groups come to help make a difference in their community. We have many people who give to us financially, and those individual donors, some of them are giving everything that they can, and it may be a small donation, but it goes a long way to make a difference in our community.
Sure. All right, Kyle, thanks so much. It takes a village. Any small amount can really make a difference for someone, some family's life during this holiday season. So we couldn't be prouder to spread the message. Christine, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Kara. And if you want to get involved in the Atlanta Community Food Bank's Million Meal Challenge for Giving Tuesday, all you have to do is visit them online. It's acfb.org, and we're going to check back with Kara in just a little bit.